Hi, this is Mark. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video on our trailer, what we're doing, and our progress with it. Really should refer to it, I guess, as our camper or our travel trailer. But a little bit of an update on this. We've had it out, I believe, three or four times so far since we purchased it, and mostly pretty close by because we've been getting used to it and seeing the things we need. Other reason for why we've just been taking short trips is when we had it inspected, we were advised to get new tires on it, and looks like they're going to be put on it next week, and I didn't want to be out real far and heat the tires up too much and then find ourselves stranded in the middle of nowhere with flat tires. So we are putting new tires on it. Our trailer does have the wider axles on it, and I hear pros and cons on that, but for the most part, from what I understand, just in tight cornering, like if you're trying to back it in 90 degrees, that can rub on the tires with the wider axles. Outside of that, it really spreads the weight out more evenly, so that should be good as far as the tires are concerned for long traveling. So anyway, we are inside our camper now, and we have done a few things in this. It really hasn't taken that much, just like a lot of smaller items, like the one panel down below the stove was loose. The screws were stripped out, and we fixed that, so that would look a bit better. There were little sticky hooks all over the place. We've taken most of those down, except for the one that the dog's leash and stuff's still on, but we ordered hooks for that. So now we have got some nicer hooks. That looks better. In our bedroom, we did get yes, Baxter. That's Baxter, our dog. He probably wants to be on film, but he pretty much lives in the bedroom. He loves laying on the bed and just staying in there. I can show you. I can't really see in here too well, but this is our Baxter. Who, yeah. And our bed isn't made because he won't get off of it. But in our bedroom, we didn't have to do too much. We did, which we can't really film too easily. I did put a television in the bedroom, and as you can see, a television out here, which also swings out and things like that. And I'm not a big television watcher, especially when I'm camping, but there are times that it comes in handy when you're just relaxing at night, things like that. Trying to think what we can really tell you outside of, it was a lot of getting little things like coffee maker. We bought a tea thing, just tooling up with silverware and dishes and where to put everything. This trailer really does have a good bit of storage, but you'd be surprised how fast you fill that stuff up too. I don't think we really had to do too much in the bathroom. A couple things we want to do in here, just different hooks on the door, and we'll see what else we need to do in there. But for the most part, we haven't taken a shower yet in ours here because Sonny has pretty much taken over the shower at this point, according to my wife. But he does come out of there if you want to take a shower. Of course, all the campsites we've gone to have had really nice showers and facilities. We have, of course, this campsite has, hang on a sec. Tell you what, I'm just going to turn this off for a minute. I turned it off. I don't know if it's going to go off. In any case, we have used our toilet, but Mostly just for number one. We haven't used it for anything else. We just haven't gotten to the point where we were willing to clean that out, even though I feel here that that's no problem. Some campsites have the sewer hookup right there. What we've been doing is we've been using our holding tanks for our black water and our gray water. And it looks like so far we've been able to go at least a week or more without having to worry about that too much, with just the two of us being, being a little conservative with how much water we use. We can step outside here a little bit too. You can see we're out camping right now. And in all of this, we've purchased and gotten some some little things to go with it. Like, for example, just like, rugs for the outside, our table, chairs to sit in. And I also had to put a new hose on this, but that's really about all we really had to do. Oh, this was something which I had touched on before over here. This is our water regulator, and I got the kind that you could adjust and with an actual water pressure gauge. Some of them don't have that. I found that really came in handy this time, because when I hooked this up, I had noticed there was a little water dripping out of our one valve. I came back and looked at it. Our pressure was all the way up over 60, which is higher than it should be on something like this. All I had to do was dial it back to where I'm about 45 and everything's good. There's a lot of the regulators that don't have that and that you can't adjust. For me, I would highly recommend those. I really like it. And I'll tell you, one thing that we found really very convenient, we thought we would, but is the outside kitchen. That has allowed us to do a lot of frying and doing steaks real quickly, rather than cooking inside, and it doesn't get a bunch of grease inside or anything like that. So that to me is like super helpful. I really didn't realize how much of an advantage that would be. As far as towing the trailer is concerned, first of all, I think we had talked about getting different things like the block supports for underneath the stands. We have gotten those, and also you can put a number of those together if it's uneven. Also, these are really neat. Down under, you can see down under the tires how they're formed. Basically, you just back up, stick those under wherever you're uneven, and drive up on them until your trailer's even, and you're done. And they're real easy to use. I really like those as well. And as far as basically an update on the Ford Expedition that we bought, I'm really pleased with that, with the way that's towing. It's doing a great job, seems to handle the weight of this very, very well, and is overall a really good unit for that. And I think we really lucked out on the one we got too. We still have some minor things to do here and there, but all in all, I'm finding that the more I set up and break down, the easier and quicker that gets. And yeah, it's a lot handier and easier than we did with our tent camping. It's also, I'll tell you, after years of tent camping, it's really nice when it's cold out, being able to put the heat on and being comfortable, and when it's really hot out, you can be outside and enjoy it, or go into the air conditioning. And You know, just when you get older, especially, those are some things that are really nice because um, yeah, I stay much more refreshed and eager and ready to do stuff when you're not worn out from really on a hot day. But all in all, I can't tell you that we've had a lot of problems with this at all. We had the one hiccup the first time we went out, where I had put the tongue jack up too high, and then it stopped working. I had to crank it down by hand. That turned out to be just a fuse. So now I have a few extra fuses I carry with me. Outside of that, the whole thing seems to be working very well, and I'm very, very happy we've gotten this. I'm really enjoying fixing the little things, and just all in all being able to get away and enjoy the trailer. And it really does tow quite nicely if you're used to towing it all. I also had gotten, I don't know if I have them in here or not, to check. Oops, it already was unlocked. I think I had told you about these. I did get these, which are pretty universal, aftermarket towing mirrors, which go on both sides. It gives you a regular plain mirror and a convex mirror, and it puts your mirrors out a little bit further. Now, one time I drove tractor trailer, and I can tell you, a lot of people don't get towing mirrors for their vehicle. They think they can see okay. They can't. Mirrors like this really help you to see a lot more what's behind you, what's in other lanes, things like that. And I find that these work pretty well. I read a lot of reviews on these, people talking about them falling off, people talking about them vibrating too much. To me, that's probably just the way they had them adjusted, or else their regular mirrors were too small to use these on. I find these, they have like a minimum vibration, not very much. I've driven tractor trailers with mirrors that vibrated a lot more than these do. These really do work. I wish they were a bit bigger, but for all practical purposes, they really work pretty well. From what I can see, they're way better than none. We did originally just get a 25-foot water hose, and then we got an extra one that we were going to use for our sewer line. We didn't have to use it, but on this hookup right now, I ended up having to use that second hose for 50 feet of line to get around to the hookup from where that is. So having extra things like that can come in really handy. I'm trying to think of anything else I can tell you on this right now, but that's probably about it. Can you think of anything, Lee?
No, I think you covered about everything.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, we'll keep you updated on our adventures, but for now, we're really enjoying just going around places and getting away from home, and we're looking forward to our first longer trip, which will be the last week of June, which is going to be down to Cape Henlopen in Delaware. And if I don't see you before then, we will do a film down there. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm hoping we film before, as we're going down, while we're down there, and when we come home.
Well, I guess we'll be doing that then.
All right. Bye, everybody.